Good morning. This is Mrs. Standridge. So we finished Elijah of Buxton yesterday, and tomorrow we're going to start a new story. But today I wanted to share with you a poem. This is one of my all-time favorite poems. It's called The Deer Lay Down Their Bones by Robinson Jeffers. Now, Robinson Jeffers was an American poet, and a lot of his poetry deals with things that are found in nature. For instance, this one, the deer. He wrote a lot about hawks, vultures, canyons, wild rivers, different things like that. Before we get started, I'm going to go over a few vocabulary terms because I know some of my sixth graders won't know all of these vocabulary words. So the first word that we're going to talk about is the word cataract. And cataract is a little waterfall. Precipice is a steep cliff. Another vocabulary word that may be unfamiliar to my sixth graders is the word gorge, which is a deep, steep canyon. And then there are three vocabulary words: dregs, lees, and sediment. And they all basically refer to the remains of a liquid. So think about if you've ever had like tea or coffee and there may be some little bits and particles left at the very bottom of the glass. That's what all of these refer to. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen to The Deer Lay Down Their Bones. I followed the narrow cliffside trail halfway up the mountain above the deep river canyon. There was a little cataract across the path, flinging itself over tree roots and rocks, shaking the jeweled fern fronds, bright bubbling water pure from the mountain, but a bad smell came up. Wondering at it, I clambered down the steep stream some 40 feet and found in the midst of bush oak and laurel, hung like a bird's nest on the precipice brink, a small hidden clearing, grass and a shallow pool. But all about there were bones lying in the grass, clean bones and stinking bones, antlers and bones. I understood that the place was a refuge for wounded deer. There are so many hurt ones escape the hunters and limp away to lie hidden. Here they have water for the awful thirst and peace to die in. Dense green laurel and grim cliff make sanctuary, and a sweet wind blows upward from the deep gorge. I wish my bones were with theirs. But that's a foolish thing to confess, and a little cowardly. We know that life is on the whole quite equally good and bad, mostly gray neutral, and can be endured to the dim end, no matter what magic of grass, water, and precipice, and pain of wounds makes death look dear. We have been given life and have used it. Not a great gift, perhaps, but in honesty should use it all. Mine's empty since my love died. Empty? The flame-haired grandchild with great blue eyes that look like hers? What can I do for the child? I gaze at her and wonder what sort of man in the fall of the world. I am growing old, that is the trouble. My children and little grandchildren will find their way, and why should I wait 10 years yet, having lived 67, 10 years, more or less, before I crawl out on a ledge of rock and die snapping like a wolf who has lost his mate? I am bound by my own 30-year-old decision. Who drinks the wine should take the dregs. Even in the bitter lees and sediment, new discovery may lie. The deer in that beautiful place lay down their bones. I must wear mine. So there's a lot of emotion in that poem. It may be a little hard for some of my sixth graders to understand, but I think you will understand some of the feelings that this man has about continuing his life after his wife has died. I hope you enjoyed The Deer Lay Down Their Bones, and I hope you can join me tomorrow when we start our next book. Bye.